If you suffer from diabetes, managing your diet is a fundamental aspect of controlling blood sugar levels. But did you know that some vegetables are better allies for your health than others? That's right. Welcome to a special episode of our Nutrition Tier List series. In this video, we will unmask the imposters and crown the authentic queens among vegetables if you have diabetes or following a low-carb diet and low-sugar diet. Let's thoroughly unveil the properties of these green majesties and rank them based on their ability to control sugar spikes. Which ones are rich in fiber and low in glycemic index? What other nutritional surprises do they hide? Today, we will find out. Let's take a closer look to uncover nutritional secrets. The thing is, when it comes to vegetables and managing diabetes, it's important to understand that not all options are equally beneficial. That's why today, we'll be looking closely at glycemic index, fiber, and carbohydrates. These factors give us a clue about how they can impact sugar levels. However, some vegetables hide other virtues that we might not even imagine. Who knows what antioxidants or special compounds we might discover? Our main goal is to equip you with valuable information so that you can make informed and delicious decisions. So, to help you make the best selections, we've categorized vegetables into 5 tiers based on their nutrition profiles and glycemic impact. Topping the charts are the superfoods, true nutrient powerhouses thanks to their low carbohydrate content and high fiber, making them exceptional allies for stable sugar level control. In the excellent tier, you'll find those with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that not only aid in glycemic control but also contribute notable overall health benefits. Then, in the good tier, we include starch-free options rich in vitamins, minerals, and fiber that don't cause a sudden spike in sugar levels. Next, under consume cautiously, we group those with slightly higher levels of natural sugar, emphasizing the importance of moderation. Finally, at the lowest tier, the limited consumption tier, we gather those high in starch and recommend consuming them in small portions on special occasions, accompanied by protein and fats. Simply avoiding them altogether could also be an option. Before we begin selecting vegetables for these categories, it's important to note that all data presented refers to standardized 100-gram amounts. This way, we can compare more accurately between each one, and, to be fair and objective. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite veggie, and in which category do you think it will appear? And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new diabetes-focused videos we post. Now, without further delay, let's jump into it. Let's start with spinach. This dark leafy green may not be particularly appealing to many due to its bitter taste. However, what it may lack in texture and flavor, it more than compensates for in nutrients. Believe it or not, it's one of the best choices for those with diabetes. The key highlight of spinach is its high fiber content, making digestion slower and preventing sudden spikes in sugar levels. Not to mention, it's packed with nutrients like folic acid, iron, and calcium, along with antioxidants. What's more, spinach has a low glycemic index of around 15 and a minimal amount of carbohydrates, making it a great ally in keeping your glucose levels in check. In fact, you can enjoy it in generous portions without worrying about messing with your blood sugar. So, even if it's not everyone's favorite, its impressive nutritional profile truly earns its superfood status. Brussel sprouts. These little guys bring a solid dose of fiber to the table, making them handy for keeping glucose levels in check, unlike some other veggies that pack more starch. With a low glycemic index of 15, similar to spinach, Brussels sprouts can be consumed freely by those living with diabetes thanks to being low in carbs but loaded with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. All these nutritional components, combined with their low GI, work together to stabilize blood sugar levels after meals. Moreover, Brussels sprouts come with extra nutrients and antioxidants, like alpha-lipoic acid, which studies suggest might lend a hand in improving insulin resistance. While they're pretty versatile in the kitchen, it's crucial not to overcook them, as that could strip away some of their vitamins and minerals. Still, they're solid allies for those with diabetes, and that's why I'm slotting them into the excellent choices category. Winter squash is delicious, but we need to be a bit cautious with it. In a 1-cup serving, you'll find between 10 to 19 grams of total carbohydrates. The good news is, it's also packing 2 to 3 grams of fiber per serving, which is great for keeping blood sugar in check. Winter squashes are loaded with vitamins A, C, B6, and K, plus minerals like manganese, copper, and folic acid. However, with a medium glycemic index of 51, it does have a moderate impact on blood sugar after eating. So, while it brings in some fantastic nutrients, its carb content puts it in the consume cautiously category for people with diabetes. Integrating 1 or 2 cups into your weekly routine, paired with some protein and healthy fats, can work well. Let's talk about zucchini. Can a food be as good and versatile as this? With just 3 grams of carbs per cup when cooked, it becomes an awesome low-starch alternative to pasta. Its low GI of 15, similar to spinach and Brussels sprouts, means it helps stabilize blood sugar levels and steer clear of abrupt spikes after meals. Even better, the fiber in zucchini might even help improve insulin sensitivity. And with its super low carb levels, zucchini offers up plenty of healthy choices for people with diabetes. It earns its spot in the superfood category for this condition. Snacking on nicely roasted corn can be tempting, but is it safe for people with diabetes? Well, I have some bad news for you. While it does have carbohydrates that put it moderately high on the glycemic index, its major concern lies in its high starch content. Eating corn can raise blood sugar, so individuals with diabetes need to monitor quantities and how it's prepared. Just a quick reminder, in this series, corn is referred to as a vegetable. While botanically a grain, corn is commonly used as a vegetable in culinary contexts, especially when harvested young and tender. Now, boiled or steamed corn has a glycemic index of 52, but it's sneaky because its mild taste might make you unintentionally go overboard. Things like corn cakes or canned corn crank up the risk by bringing in extra calories and fat. On the flip side, fresh or roasted corn on the cob is a better choice since it's less processed. But remember, its high glycemic index advises against excessive consumption. So, I'd label it as limited intake recommended. Once a week may be enough for those needing to manage their diabetes. Carrots aren't exactly low carb, but they pack a bunch of healthy nutrients. Vitamin A plays a crucial role in the pancreas and the production of beta cells, which are responsible for insulin secretion. Also, boiled carrots fall in the low glycemic index range, with a score between 32 to 49. However, pairing them with other carbs might bump up that index. And despite having a moderate sugar content, carrots are loaded with fiber, meaning they release carbs slowly. As a non-starchy veggie, the American Diabetes Association gives the green light for nearly unrestricted consumption for those with diabetes. So, considering their mix of carbs and fiber, along with the bonus of vitamin A, I'd say carrots fit well into the good with moderation category. Potatoes, whether they're fried, boiled, baked, or mashed, are pretty popular, but it's a good idea to keep their consumption in check if you're dealing with diabetes. Even though they bring in a good dose of potassium, B vitamins, and fiber in the skin, like other starchy foods, they can mess with your blood sugar levels. White potatoes contain a high proportion of carbohydrates, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes and potentially impacting those already diagnosed. It's best to steer clear of the loaded options like French fries, potato chips, and other dishes swimming in fats. While people with diabetes can still have potatoes, it's a good call to limit them given their high GI of 82. I'm not saying you have to cut them out completely, but paying attention to portions and how they're prepared is key. That's why I'd throw them into the limited intake recommended category. Let's talk about sweet potatoes now, the cousins of white potatoes but with a few perks. Like regular potatoes, sweet potatoes do pack some carbs. However, what sets them apart is their high fiber content and lower glycemic index, which typically ranges from 44 to 91 depending on variety and cooking methods. This means they have a smaller impact on glucose levels compared to white potatoes. They're also rich in vitamin A, bringing in some key nutrients. When it comes to cooking them, boiling is the way to go. It gives them the lowest glycemic index and won't cause those quick spikes in blood sugar. But remember, they still contain carbs that can affect blood sugar levels, so it's a good idea to keep an eye on how much you're having. That's why sweet potatoes fall into the consume cautiously category. Celery. Rich in potassium, calcium, and antioxidants like vitamin C and beta-carotene, it also contains fiber and very low levels of digestible sugars. Chewing on celery sticks is unlikely to cause any big swings in your glucose levels. Actually, Thanks to its fiber and low glycemic index of 15, celery can be pretty helpful in keeping them in check. Studies have even shown it has a really low glycemic index, especially beneficial for regulating sugar, very important for older people dealing with pre-diabetes. But I get it, not everyone is a fan of its taste. Still, let's throw it into the excellent choices category. It's definitely a food worth adding to your diet. And that's a wrap for today. This ranking really emphasizes how crucial it is to make informed choices when managing diabetes. While nothing is strictly off the table, knowing how each food affects sugar levels is key. So keep that in mind next time you're at the market, browsing through the veggies. We've got a lot more ground to cover, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on the second part. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe.